Hello, friends, and thank you as always for visiting the Legend Sports Universe YouTube channel, Legend Sports Universe, where legends play forever. This is the Franchise Stars Football League preseason tournament for the FSFL, the upcoming mod I'll be releasing from Madden 24. The league should start here on the channel officially by the end of January, but we're doing this little preseason tournament to kind of whet the appetite for it a bit. Nice to see Quinn's Toy Carousel and Christopher Slovak in the chat. How are you, gentlemen? I hope all is well with you. The new year has gotten off to a good start. These figure to be two of the best teams in the league. Both got a terrific draw for their opening year. They are balanced on offense and defense. The Purple People Eaters, their front four for the Vikings is going to be fierce. Eller, Page, Randall, and Millard are going to put a lot of hurting on a lot of quarterbacks this season, but the 49ers offense is potent as well. John Brody, they got Jerry Rice. They got a great trio of running backs in Frank Gore, Charlie Garner, and Ricky Waters. So this should be a really, really good matchup between these two teams. From Minnesota, the winner will take on the Eagles, who won the most thrilling game of this preseason tournament with their Timmy Smith kickoff return as time expired to upset the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. Again, I have to start to get the custom playbooks I'm created for every team. To get those to stick, I have to do the kickoff in the first play from scrimmage to make sure that they stick. Otherwise, they tend to reset. So really, we just go and we call a first running play and a basic defensive play. We run that. Again, I don't control the running play. I just have to call the play. And then I can move to the usual broadcast camera view, and we will take things off from there. Frank Gore with the carry, brought down. Pickup of 5 on first down. Now we'll get things back where they should be, and we can move on from there. So appreciate you all with me here again. See this, can the Vikings repeat 87 for Slovak? Carlos Yaz, how are you, buddy? I'll tell you, I've run, obviously, by the nature of how I do things, I do tons of testing and simming and all that kind of stuff. This has been a great matchup every test I've run. The 49ers are coached by Kyle Shanahan, so they'll use, and we'll get back to that in a minute. Doug Martin and Keith Millard get John Brody here on the opening drive, and you've already seen that pass rush is felt 2 snaps into the game. Look for a lot of that. The 49ers coach, everybody got a coach draw from a random generator from any coach who took that team to the playoffs. They try to go with the draw on 3rd and 11, and Alan Page and the Vikings don't bite. It's going to be 3 and out for the Niners here on the opening drive. Kyle Shanahan will coach the 49ers, so they're using their in-game playbook that comes with the game. The Vikings I had to create the playbook for. They drew Bud Grant as their coach for year 1. And I've developed a system to convert playbooks from Action PC. The game plans come with, they're assigned to the coaches for each season in Action PC. So it's a Bud Grant one from, I'm trying to remember which of the Vikings teams I used. I think I used 1970. Because I really wanted to use 1969, but I don't have the 1969 roster in the set that I have from Action PC. They see Kirk Cousins will lead things off for the Vikings. So I went in 1970 just because it was the closest year that they had, that they had advanced. So I developed that playbook for Bud Grant. You should see this Vikings team is going to run it plenty, but they have a really well-balanced offense. Michael Bennett, perhaps a step down from what you'd like out of your running back in an all-time league like this. It's him and Dalvin Cook, though, so they can share the load. But Randy Moss leads the wide receiver core. They've got Anthony Carter. They don't have Chris Carter, but they have Anthony Carter. And there's a pass down the left-hand side, complete. Cousins strikes immediately. And Jermaine Wiggins, tight end, runs the bit of the corner, gets loose, a 23-yard pickup, and the Vikings have something cooking early here, down to the 33-yard line. 12 and a half minutes left. We're just underway. Handoff. Bennett tries to pop it outside. Nothing doing there. Matt Hazeltine comes up for the hit. It's a 1-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 9. Again, if you're unfamiliar with the concept of the Franchise Stars Football League, it's basically based in the same format as the Franchise Stars Baseball League. Each franchise has a master pool of 130 players. 50 players from that list were randomly chosen to be on a franchise for year one of this league. The remaining 80 players, as Cousins find Wiggins again, down inside the 10. Those remaining 80 players will all enter in the future through rookie draft. So this is going to be an all-time league, unlike what you usually see. It's going to be career mode, franchise mode. There's going to be free agency. There'll be trades. There'll be rookie drafts. So it's not going to be just loaded with every single top player at the start for a one-season run-through. The idea is to have this go on for 10, 15, maybe even 20 seasons if all goes according to plan. Cousins into the end zone. He throws that one out of bounds. Good coverage. The 49ers have a terrific secondary. Eric Wright, White Hicks, Merton Hanks, Tim McDonald. Very, very good secondary for these 49ers. Second and goal from the 8. Vikings stay in the I formation. Cousins in the pocket, tries to roll left. He's got some room. Cousins is going to keep it, makes a break for the end zone. He's hit and he loses it. Cousins tries to get in and he loses it. Frank Nunley recovers in the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback. Kirk Cousins tried to dive into the end zone, and he got popped by Charles Haley. Frank Nunley picks up the loose ball in the end zone, and the Vikings drive is killed at the goal line. Oh, what a play from Charles Haley. You could see Cousins was hesitant about scrambling. He decided to make a break for it. If he made a break for it right when he had the opening, he probably gets in. But that hesitation gave Haley time to get to him, and Haley forces the turnover. There's the handoff. Frank Gore picks up 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. That could be a huge play in this game. Approaching the 10.5-minute mark here, we are pretty much just underway here in the first quarter. Again, winner of this game takes on the Eagles in the second round of the tournament. Shotgun handoff. Waters tries to go off tackle, but he's grabbed and dragged down. It'll be 3rd and 4 from the 26. You can see he tried to get the proper face masks on everybody. The faces for EA, there's nothing I can do about them. I can't morph them or anything like that. I can't tailor make them like I do in MLB The Show. It's just kind of a bunch of 200-something stock faces, some of which look terrible. So I'm a little bit limited there. So a focus is really on making guys wear the proper equipment so that they're identifiable within the context of the game. There's Joey Browner with the tackle, stops him short. Washington makes the catch, but doesn't get to the marker, and it's going to be 3 and out once again for the 49ers. There's the punt, back inside the 30. It's going to be a fair catch, called by Jake Reed, and the Vikings will take over. So Minnesota moved it well when they first got the ball, but the fumble at the goal line by Kirk Cousins squashed that drive. The Vikings will start off this second drive from their 28-yard line, 8:47 left in the opening quarter. Sports Time Machine, how are you? That's one thing. I mean, they did do a replay, but the game is very, when you have it and you're just in watch mode like this, it doesn't, you have to switch to controlling a team in order to bring up a manual instant replay, which is annoying and kind of pointless, but that's how they do it. And then I would have to go and make a play call and all that kind of stuff, and I really don't want to be that intrusive if I don't have to be. Handoff there. Bennett worms his way through, picks up the first down. Chains will move out at the 38, inside the 8-minute mark. Check out Sports Time Machine's broadcast from earlier on today. The Yankees baseball game. First and 10, handoff. Cousins. Bennett again picks up 3. Again, the idea of doing these custom playbooks, you're going to see things like, even though they have Kirk Cousins, because it's a Bud Grant playbook, the Vikings won't run the shotgun, for example, because Bud Grant in 1970 wasn't running the shotgun. Stuff like that. So you're really going to kind of, hopefully, if I've done this well enough, these teams are going to have the proper feel to them based on what coach they drew. And it'll be interesting to see if their lineups are going to fit into the way that coach runs the team. And again, just another way I try to give each team kind of their own personality. Vikings get into 49ers territory. Chains move again to the 48. And off it's Bennett again, down inside the 40. Michael Bennett going ahead. It'll be 2nd and 1 down to the 39. Vikings offensive line doing a good job at the moment. Seven carries, 3 passes. And man, it is a struggle to get teams to carry the ball. Teams who are really run heavy, to get them to carry the ball an appropriate amount of time, as Pierce Holt stops Dalvin Cook in the backfield for 3rd and 5. Nice play there as Holt knifed through. Because being a modern game, it's so focused on the pass, you really have to work the playbooks to get them to be run heavy. But I think I've devised a good method for doing that. 3rd and 5, Cousins drops back under pressure, and he loses it. Cousins fumbles for the 2nd time. Hazeltine recovers, and Kirk Cousins has left 2 balls on the ground here in the opening quarter. And Hazeltine does it all. He gets to him and then pounces on it for the recovery as well. So now the 49ers will look to cash in. Around midfield, great field position to open up. Clee baseball fan, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Check out some of Clee baseball fans' baseball action going on his channel as well. The 2007 playoffs. Brody all sorts of time. Great job by the 49ers offensive line. Brody finds Rice. Down to the 35, 14-yard pickup for Jerry Rice. This Minnesota defense might be a little light at linebacker, but their front 4 is probably the best in the league, and their secondary is very solid as well. Brody changing things up at the line. Drops back again. The line does a good job. Pass there. There's Brent Jones down inside the 20. He'll get down to the 15. Brody 3 of 3 so far in this opening quarter. 20-yard pickup. Brent Jones a little overly excited for a fairly routine grab there, but such is the way of the world nowadays. So Brody goes to the shotgun. There's the snap. Brody stands in the pocket. Short pass. Hits Waters out of the backfield down to about the 10. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 10-yard line.
Brody once again goes to the shotgun. Kyle Shanahan likes that formation. Brody swings it to the left. Complete. Rice along the sideline only gets a couple there. It'll be 3rd and 1 down to the 6. Second catch for Rice. There's Rhodes with the tackle there. So a big 3rd and 1 coming up here. Waters in motion. Backfield is now empty. And a flag is thrown there. We'll see somebody move probably. No, it's a delay of game. So they don't get the play off. I think that was perhaps a little bit of a late audible there by John Brody, and that could be costly.
Still 3rd down.
3rd and 6, back to the 11. Brody, pressure comes. Here he comes. Keith Millard. Millard had a half a sack earlier. That one is all him. Second sack of the first quarter for the Vikings. Brody's got to be able to throw that ball away there. But Millard pulls his way through past Staley. Gets to Brody for the sack, 4th and 14, and the Niners are going to have to settle for a field goal opportunity. It'll be a 36-yard attempt. Bruce Gossett, if I remember correctly, is the Niners kicker here. That one is up and good. So the Niners are on the board first. They capitalize on the second Kirk Cousins fumble. And they get out to a 3-0 lead with 1:10 left here in the opening quarter. Not sure exactly what Shanahan is talking to the official about there. So the Vikings have moved it on both possessions. And Cousins has looked sharp aside from the 2 fumbles. And this 49ers team is too good to go turning the ball over. Out across the 20 on the kick return. The Vikings will start out from the 24. You can be sure Cousins is frustrated. He knows that he's got to make up for those turnovers. A little bit of a lazy EA graphic. Every time they go into the huddle, it feels like the quarterback does that animation. Like, come on, give him a few more options for how he looks when he goes into the huddle. Handoff. That was good hesitation there by Dalvin Cook. He held up and then blew through the hole. Picked up 4. Eric Armstead with the tackle, his first of the game. It's 2nd and 6. Clock running. We'll get down about the 30-second mark. High formation for the Vikings. Cousins trying to change things up, gets the snap off. Swings it to the right. Caught there by Bennett. He's popped in the open field. Good open field tackle there. Pickup of 3 on the reception. Dwight Hicks comes up for the stop. That'll probably be the last play of this opening quarter. And it will. So we're through 1 here in Minnesota. The Vikings drove twice, turned it over twice, and the Niners end the first quarter with a 3-0 lead. No, Quinn, I did not. Admittedly did not remember to check on that, but I will check on that. That'd be cool if I could do it. Pass there, and Cousins looks for Randy Moss, but overthrows him. And it'll be 4th and 3, and the punting unit will come on. So Harry Newsom will come on to punt for the Vikings. Kick taken inside the 30. See, that's Kermit Alexander returning the punt out to the 33, and that's where the 49ers will take over. Just underway here in quarter number 2, 3-0 San Francisco. Thank you for spending a little bit of your Saturday evening with me. Wife was busy doing stuff for my daughter's upcoming baby shower today, so she's exhausted, so she turned in after we watched the movie, and that gave me a little bit of time to do a Saturday night stream. Brody in the shotgun. Quick pass over the middle, complete. Washington has the first down out across the 45. Brody's a perfect 6 for 6 to this point. It's been short yardage, but he's been on target. That's the second catch for Gene Washington. Jeff Simon with the tackle, his first of the game. Brody swings it quickly to the left, complete. Along the sideline, Jerry Rice. Short pickup there, it'll be 2nd and 5. Third catch for Rice here in the first half. Again, to this point, I have done offensive playbooks. I have not done defensive playbooks. Brody finds Rice again. Get used to that combination a lot this season. Monty Warwick with the tackle, but Rice gets the first down, moves the chains down to the 44. You gotta wonder if all these short passes are going to set up a deep attempt from Brody. Here's a handoff, though. Waters tries to get to the outside. He's brought down. Pickup of 3. Some words between him and Kurt Kasuki at the end of that play. Again, between Gore, Garner, and Ricky Waters, the 49ers have a very nice rotation they can go to in the backfield. Brody, short pass there over the middle. Rice again. Slips underneath. Brody 9 for 9. 77 yards, but still 9 passes, 9 completions. 5 of those completions to Jerry Rice. It'll be 3rd and 1 from the 34. The Vikings will look to make a big stand here and force another field goal opportunity. Gossett doesn't have a superb leg. They hand it off to Waters and a big hole. Good job by the San Francisco offensive line there. Waters gets the first down and change down to the 26 before Joey Browner brings him down. Things feel like they're getting a little bit chippy down there between these two teams. A lot of extracurriculars going on after the play. Gore the lone setback. Brody drops back, hit as he throws, goes end zone, and he just airmailed that one. First incompletion for John Brody. He felt the pressure coming from behind. He was smart enough to throw that one away. He wished he had done that with the one sack he took earlier on. 2nd and 10 from the 26. Trips up top. Short throw there, complete. Gene Washington. It'll be 3rd and 5 down in the 21. Oh, that's cool, Tim. Tim sharing a birthday with John Brody. John Brody was a fine quarterback, and he was a beast in my the Legend Sports Universe football league that I ran with Pro Strategy and Action PC. He was a force in that one. There's Brent Jones right at the marker, complete from Brody. So they are keeping Brody, just throwing these short passes. They're not trying to take this fine Vikings secondary deep. Good game plan so far by Kyle Shanahan. Frank Gore pops it outside, gets away from one tackle, can't get away from the second. Alan Page with the stop there, his second tackle of the game. No gain. On the carry, it'll be 2nd and 10. Approaching the 9-minute mark left here in the first half. Brody, handoff. Gore up the middle. Good gain there. He'll get down inside the 10. That'll make it 3rd and 5 from the 9. Another tackle for Page. San Francisco's offensive line doing a good job creating some holes at the moment, though. Big 3rd down here. Brody passes over the middle, complete to Washington. Stood up at the line, but I think he got there, and he did. 1st and goal from the 4. Xavier Rhodes with the tackle. Now it's the I formation. Tom Rathman back into the game with fullback for the Niners. Here's Charlie Garner. Garner pulls his way towards the end zone. They'll say the knee touched just shy of the goal line. Bobby Bryant with the tackle. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 1 for San Francisco. lots of massive humanity there on the line. Handoff. No, play action, and they didn't bite. Lonnie Warwick breaks through. No one picked him up. It's the third sack for the Vikings. And down goes Brody. So they went play action. I thought Garner had it too. But Warwick doesn't get picked up, and Brody ends up on his back. And now it's 3rd and goal from the 9. The Vikings defense looking to come up with another big stand deep in their territory. Trips up top again. Brody. Pressure. Brody. Down he goes. Carl Eller gets to him. And that is 4 sacks for the Vikings. And they've been getting, in the test games, the Vikings have been getting like 4 to 6 sacks pretty regularly. This is just a beast of a front 4. Eller, Page, Randall, and Millard. And they can put Doug Martin in there in the rotation if they want to also. That's just a lot of pressure from the line. So Gossett will attempt from 38 here. Kick is up, splits the uprights, and the Niners add to their lead. But they've got 6 when they've got to feel like they should have had 14. 5:39 left in the half. 6-0 49ers. It's funny in the Sims because I've watched this one because I created the Vikings playbook, so I've kept a little bit more of an eye on this Sim than just kind of running them and seeing the stats after. And I think I may have simmed like 5 or 6 matchups between these two teams. I probably watched 3 of them pretty solidly. But in checking out the stats at the end too, like the games that the 49ers won, they kept the Vikings to like, I actually think they held them sackless in one game, and they held them to like 2 sacks, I think, in the other one. And then the games that the Vikings won, the Vikings got like 5 sacks, 6 sacks. But you've got some teams in this league that the Vikings are going to put a lot of pressure on if they didn't get a good offensive line draw. Handoff, Dalvin Cook. Good juke move there by Cook out across the 25. Pickup of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. We approach the 5-minute mark in the half. Yes, Hilgenberg. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Hilgenberg is in. I think Hilgenberg and Studwell are the main guys in that linebacking core. Cook tries to pop it outside, breaks one tackle, but the 49ers swarm. Pierce Holt ultimately brings him down. That'll make it 3rd and 3 from the 25. So the Vikings move the ball well on their first 2 drives. Kirk Cousins fumbled twice, once at the goal line, trying to dive into the end zone. And the Vikings haven't really moved the ball well since then. 3rd and 3. Cousins all sorts of time here. That one's complete to Randy Moss. And that'll move the chains. It's 1st and 10. Good find there as Moss ran the width of the field. First reception from Moss. I think that showed, I think it was the 6th pass thrown by Cousins. Again, the Vikings are going to be ground heavy, but they've got plenty of weapons to throw with. Handoff there, and there is nothing going. Ted Brown, his first carry attempt of the game, and Frank Nunley blows him up in the backfield for a loss of 1. It'll be 2nd and 11. I formation again. Pair of tight ends in as well. Handoff Cook. Cook tries to get off tackle, and the 49ers swarm him. 6 carries for 12 yards so far for Dalvin Cook. Michael Carter blows through for that tackle. It's 3rd and 11. I've said in other broadcasts that of the teams, of the opening draws of these first 16 teams that are in this tournament, I feel like the Niners might be the most balanced team, although the Vikings actually, in terms of overall rating, the Vikings are actually rated a couple points higher than the 49ers. But I really like the 49ers squad. I feel like they've got a bit of everything. I was always a big fan of Patrick Willis as a linebacker, too, so he's a good get for them. Cousins, all sorts of time, but he's going to throw this one away. Terrific coverage by the 49ers. Their secondary is really, really strong. So Cousins throws that one away rather than take a chance. And the punting unit will come on. Here's Harry Newsome once again. So the Niners will get the ball back with 3 timeouts and a bit of time on the clock. They'll open it up from their 35-yard line. 2:06 left in the first half. A defensive struggle to this point. Texags, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah, your Vikings. Your Vikings. I didn't see when you made that comment. You may have heard this already, but the Vikings drove well on their first 2 drives. Kirk Cousins fumbled on the opening drive, trying to dive into the end zone, and Charles Haley popped him, and he fumbled the ball actually into the end zone, and the Niners recovered, and then he fumbled on a sack on the next drive, and then the Vikings haven't really moved the ball well since then. But, I mean, the Vikings very easily could have 14 points right now, and instead they have nothing. And this Niners team is too good to leave points on the board like that. The 2-minute warning, 2nd and 5. Pass there. Oh, that's a beautiful throw from John Brody. Frank Gore runs a wheel route out of the backfield down the sideline, and Brody hits him. Down to the Minnesota 32. It'll be 1st and 10. That is a beautiful pass. Brody has looked very, very sharp in this little short pass offense the 49ers are running under Coach Kyle Shanahan. Another short pass there. Brent Jones. Jones pulls his way ahead inside the 25. Brody is 15 of 16, and the only incomplete pass is one that he threw away because he was under pressure, because Alan Page is ready to bury him into the turf. A lot of underneath routes. They're not really testing the Vikings secondary very much. They're kind of forcing their linebackers into coverage. Out route there, intended for Gene Washington. That throw is errant. Good coverage from Joey Browner. It'll be 3rd and 1. So once again, the Vikings trying to lock down their defense deep on a drive. There's Wally Hildenberg. Carlos Yaz was just asking about a little while ago. 3rd and 1 from the 22. They throw. Short pass there, incomplete. Perhaps getting a little greedy with the short pass game there on a 3rd and 1. You've got 3 terrific running backs and Tom Rathman in the backfield. Just pull that ball ahead. But the Vikings stand up again in a short yardage red zone situation, and Gossett will come on looking for his 3rd field goal attempt. 39-yard kick is up and good. So the Niners extend their lead to 9-0, but if you're San Francisco, you've got to be a little bit concerned that you've had the opportunities to get down there in the red zone and you haven't put one over the goal line yet. Can't let this Vikings team hang around. Need Tarkenton. They'll get Tarkenton at some point. So here's Gossett with the kickoff. Minute 20 left in the half. Taking in the end zone. Is going to run it out. Jake Reed out across the 20. Gets himself out to about the 23-yard line. So we'll see if the Vikings can get something going here before the half. Appreciate you guys joining me. I hope you are enjoying your Saturday. Again, the hope is that the official, this is a preseason tournament among the first 16 teams I did. At some point tomorrow, I will have finished all of the offensive players for the second set of 16 teams, which will basically get me to about the 75% point of completion for this project. The goal is to have the first week of the SFL season by the end of January. It might be a little bit close to that, because I am going to have to do some testing and stuff once I'm into franchise mode to make sure things work right. But I think I'll be able to hit that. Cousins drops back on 2nd and 10. Pass over the middle. Moss is obliterated. Oh my goodness. Moss catches it over the middle, and Dwight Hicks hammers him. And Moss can't hold on. That'll bring up a 3rd and 10. That was a perfectly timed hit. Moss will usually hold on to those. They play it conservatively here. Cook with the carry. So Minnesota doesn't want to chance it. San Francisco will take the timeout. But rather than try to force something that isn't there deep in their own territory late in the half, the Vikings err on the side of caution and will try to live to fight another day. But they'll look for a good punt here from Harry Newsome first. Decent kick, fair catch. Niners will start at their 35. 58 seconds and 2 timeouts left for San Francisco. But the Vikings, since those first 2 drives and the pair of fumbles by Cousins, the Vikings have not really been able to get their offense in gear. They have been very run-heavy, as a Bud Grant team is wont to be. But you got to think the Vikings are going to have to try to open it up a little bit in the second half. Brody, pass over the middle, complete. There's Dwight Clark. He pulls it in for a 5-yard pickup. Clock is ticking. That's the first reception for Clark. We'll see how aggressive the 49ers are going to try to be here. Brody, down he goes. Drops back, and Allen Page hammers him, and the Niners will now take a timeout. I'm actually a little surprised the Niners will take the timeout there after the sack for the loss. I would think at that point you would just say, you know what, we'll get ourselves into the locker room up 9-0. Because now, if you don't convert on 3rd and 13, now you punt it back to the Vikings, who have all 3 of their timeouts left. Brody under pressure again. I may have to look at Brody's setting. I mean, the Vikings have been. The Vikings front line is great. Vikings sacking people, that can happen. But I feel like Brody, a couple of these are balls that he definitely should have thrown away. And there's actually a rating. There's a quarterback ability that you can assign a guy for throwing the ball away. And I got to check and make sure. I mean, if he just has that and he hasn't done it, so be it. But there's a couple of those where I kind of feel like he should have been able to see that and thrown the ball away. So they punt it. Jake Reed returns it a couple yards. Vikings will get it from their 37. They do have 2 timeouts, but there's only 19 seconds on the clock. I'm inclined to think the Vikings will be a bit conservative here. One of the reasons for doing this preseason tournament is so that I can see nuanced stuff like that. If a quarterback got sacked a lot. Oh, there's a good pass there to Moss down inside the 40. Cousins hits him, and now the Vikings will take a timeout. Kermit Alexander with the tackle, his 4th of the game. If a quarterback got sacked a lot, then he won't get that throwaway rating, because basically you're figuring he holds on to the ball too long. Sam Darnold syndrome, Daniel Jones, that kind of thing. Being a New York guy, I've seen both of those in abundance. But you don't want it to be a situation where a guy is taking terrible sacks routinely. So again, it's just that's the kind of thing I want to look for. It may very well be that the rating is fine, but it's just doing this tournament and seeing things like that, I can check for trends and, hey, does this happen too much and that kind of thing, and fix it before the final release of the project. So it kind of gives me a little bit of a means of testing in addition to sharing the development of the project with you. Cousins, under pressure, dumps it off to Bennett. There's not much doing there. And that penalty is going to be big because the penalty cost them 5, and that play didn't really get them much. So now, 4 seconds left. You're kind of in Hail Mary territory here for Cousins. Not going to have a 59-yard field goal attempt here. I wouldn't think. I don't even remember who the kicker. Oh, no, they are going to let him kick. Who is their kicker? I don't remember who the Vikings kicker is on the draw. But they're going to go for the 59-yard field goal attempt here. Looks like it's what? No, it slipped through. Oh, my goodness. I thought that was pushed right. But it slips inside the upright 59 yards before the half. Barely ekes through the side. And maybe that's the lift the Vikings will need. And now it's frustrating me that I don't remember who their kicker is. Gary Sorrell, how are you, Gary? Good to see you, my friend. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's driving me crazy. It's a modern kicker. Because an old-time kicker wouldn't have had the leg to hit from that distance. So the kickoff is taken there, brought out by Kermit Alexander. And that will take us to the half. So a knockdown, drag-out first half. And the Niners head into halftime with a 9-3 lead. A defensive struggle, to say the least. Now I've got to look up the Vikings kicker thing because it's driving me a little crazy. I'm pretty good at knowing who's on these teams at this point because I've spent so much time dealing with the rosters. But especially like special teams guys, I may not always remember who they are. I'm trying to bring up my master list here on my laptop while I do this. Oh, Blair Walsh. Blair Walsh is the kicker. Blair Walsh from 59 seems like a little bit of a push. May have to tone that leg down a little bit. I don't think Blair Walsh ever hit one that deep. Blair Walsh was a fine kicker, but I don't know if Blair Walsh from 59 is a kick that should necessarily occur. So we'll see if we can tone his leg down a little bit. Let me see if Blair Walsh, for his career, 56 is his long. So it's not outlandish, but probably still can take his power down a couple of points. But we'll deal with that after the fact. It counts for now. Handoff, Michael Bennett. There's a flag on the play.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
An illegal block in the back called on Randy Moss. Moss felt like that play was coming on the outside. An ill-advised block from Moss. And that'll make it 1st and 18. Under pressure. Oh, and Cousins is crushed. Matt Hazeltine gets around again. That's the 2nd sack for Hazeltine. So they're guarding Charles Haley on the one side to try to not let Haley get to Cousins, and Hazeltine is getting a good run at him. 2nd and 23. Cousins fires, pass, complete. I believe that's Anthony Carter with the reception there. That's Carter's first reception, an 11-yard pickup. It's 3rd and 12 from the 26. Play action. Cousins fires towards the sideline, complete. Finds Anthony Carter again. So Carter doesn't have any catches in the first half. He's got 2 on the first drive of half number 2. And you're seeing the Vikings potentially now start throwing the ball a bit more. That's probably the best pass of the game from Cousins to this point. Down into San Francisco territory. Down, oh, no, I'm sorry, they're still in their own territory. Arrows pointing down. I apologize. At their own 47. Oh, somebody moved. We'll see if that's, and it's going to be a false start call. So Tingelhoff gets whistled for the false start. That'll push them back 5. It's 1st and 15 from the 42. Dalvin Cook gets hammered there by Pierce Holt. You know, it's funny because I knew when I see that, Carlos, you guys talking about the Texans-Colts game. You know, I knew I might not have a good crowd watching this game now because there's real football going on. But I wanted to do a stream tonight and had the time to do so I figured I may as well bang it out. Cousins, down he goes, and I gotta take a look at Hazeltine. That might be a function of the playbook, blitzing that linebacker spot too much. I mean, Matt Hazeltine is a fine linebacker, but if Hazeltine's getting 3 sacks in the game, I want to kind of give a little bit of a check there. Again, just make these mental notes of things that I want to take a look at. 3rd and 21. Tries to get outside, and that time Cousins is going to throw it away. So San Francisco, when they've had to, their defensive backs, their coverage has locked things down. Cousins throws it away to avoid the big sack. So a penalty and then a sack allowed drive the Vikings back, and Newsom will come on to punt again. Taken at the 22, Alexander gets out past the 30, is spotted at the 31. 9-3 49ers, 11-16 left in the third quarter here from Minnesota. Again, this is their first round matchup in the FSFL preseason tournament. The winner of this game will face the Philadelphia Eagles. Brody in the shotgun. Pressure from the outside, and Joey Brown are on the corner blitz. That is something that this game has in any of its default playbooks. And again, the defensive playbooks right now are some variation of stock ones in the game. I feel like it really blitzes corners and safeties a lot. So whenever I get to chance, I might have to play year one because I do want to get this going. I might have to play year one with stock defensive playbooks. But when the time comes where I can get the defensive playbooks worked, I'm going to want to, that's one of the things I'm going to want to adjust. Handoff there, Frank Gore is stuffed, and it's 3rd and 17. Wally Hilgenberg with the tackle. Approaching the 10-minute mark left in the third. Oh, and there's movement again. This one on the Niners. False start is the call. Shanahan not happy with it. It'll be 3rd and 22. They didn't point the finger at who drew the penalty that time. Brody, all sorts of times. See, that ball has to be thrown away. That ball has to be thrown away. That was so much time. He can't just hold on to that ball forever there. Even if he's somebody who's going to take plenty of sacks as a pocket passer, like Brody was, that's fine. But that's one that's a ball that's got to get thrown away. I mean, again, this Vikings front four is vicious. It's easily the best of any of the teams in the league. But they don't need to have all of their talent compounded by bad AI. So we'll take a look. We'll take a look at that for Brody. So the Vikings will get great field position here, and they've got to cash something in on this drive, even if it's just to get within a field goal. But the Vikings need to come out of this drive with points. They're starting at the Niners' 43. I appreciate that, Carlos. Thank you, buddy. Handoff, Cook, up the middle, looks for a hole, snakes his way through to pick up 3. The Niners have bottled up the Minnesota running game for the most part. And Bud Ranch squad, 16 rushes, 14 passes. Here's Cook, and that time Cook finds a gap. See, the knee hit just shy of the marker. It'll be 3rd and inches. Tackle there for Charles Haley from the 33. We'll see what they opt to do here. High formation. There are 2 set wide. It's a handoff up the middle, and it's Bennett, and he's got the first down. So Bennett picks up 3. Chains will move for the Vikings. Good strong run from Michael Bennett, and the chains move for Minnesota. High formation again. 2 tight ends set on first down. Play action. Looks. Pass complete. Oh, is it Dasani Shanko? Am I remembering that first name correctly? Tight end reels that one in for an 8-yard pickup. 2nd and 2 from the 22. And that one is dropped. Oh my goodness. That was an interception in the hands of Frank Nunley. Cousins got away with one there. That would have been an absolute dagger for the Vikings. Instead, it's just 3rd and 2 from the 22. Handoff and stood up. There is nothing doing there. Oh my goodness. Willis blows right through the gap. He's blocked and it still didn't matter. Great tackle by Willis. And that's going to bring on the field goal unit. So Blair Walsh, who hit from 59 just before the half, will now try from 39. And at that point, that one feels like a chip shot. Walsh puts it through and gets the Vikings within a field goal. So obviously they would have liked the touchdown, but points at a minimum were the must there. 9-6, 5 field goals. Neither team has found the end zone. A pair of potent offenses, but a pair of terrific defenses as well. 5:52 remaining in the third. Herman Alexander back to return the kick. Newsom's kickoff. Taken at the 5. Out across the 20. Brought down or spotted at the 23, and that's where the Niners will take over. San Francisco has to do something to control the line of scrimmage here. John Brody has been eating turf an awful lot in this game. When he's been able to get the passes off, he's been very effective. Handoff, Gore to the outside. Brought down, good read there. Lonnie Warwick with the tackle, his 4th tackle of the game. Pickup of 3, it's 2nd and 7. Brody under center. He's been in the shotgun a lot here. This time he's under center. Handoff there. Gore, good cutback. Gets it to 3rd and 2 out to the 30. '49ers in the I formation. 2 tight ends on the field. It's a play action. Looks to the sideline. Complete to Rice out near midfield. Out of bounds at the 49. 6th reception for Jerry Rice. That quarterback spinning animation is so stupidly lazy by EA. Like, instead of just having a guy turn his shoulders, turn his head, pivot, whatever, they have him spin in a circle like he's a figure skater. And there are a couple of plays where that animation actually matters. There's a strike. They go down the field, and there's the look to stretch it out. Waters gets moved out into the wide out position and makes the grab there. Strike from John Brody. The only spot he could put it. There were 3 defenders in the general vicinity there, but Brody threads it. Harrison Smith with the tackle, but the Niners now traveling down into Minnesota territory to the 22. 1st and 10, 3:27 left in the 3rd. Under pressure, and there's Alan Page again. 2.5 sacks on the game for Alan Page. And this Vikings, we came in talking about this Vikings front 4. And they are putting on a show in this one. Brody, pass. Wheeled in by Gene Washington. Just shy of the marker. It'll be 3rd and 1 from the 13. 5th reception for Washington. Bobby Bryant with the tackle. Trips here on the south side. Short pass over the middle, incomplete. So they pass it on 3rd and 1. If you're the 49ers, you probably have to kick the field goal here because it's only a 3-point game. You could make the argument, and they're going to go for it. He's in the shotgun. He has 2 backs with him, though. So the playbook is open here. It's a handoff. Garner tries to pop it outside. The Vikings won't let him. He got a second push. I don't know if he got there. And he did not. So Garner tries to pop it to the outside. The Vikings string the play out. And even with the second effort, Charlie Garner is not able to get there. And the Vikings will take over. I know there's a big school of thought, especially in modern football, that going for it there is a smart play. I still don't like it in a field goal game. Even if you're up 4. If you're up 10-6 and you want to go for it there, I think that's okay. But in a field goal game, I think you've got to put the points on the board. Hand off Dalvin Cook. Out across the 15. Picks up 6. Kirk Cousins trying to amp up the troops here. We approach a minute and a half left in the 3rd. Oh, fakes it. Oh my goodness. Charles Haley introduces himself to Michael Bennett. They faked the fullback run up the middle. They pitched it wide to Bennett, and Charles Haley read that play in yesterday's newspaper. Absolutely crushes Bennett for the loss. It'll be 3rd and 6. Cousins drops back. Rolls right, sets, throws it out of bounds. And Cousins has had a little bit of happy feet back there since getting sacked in that fumble loss earlier on. You know, Cousins' first fumble on that opening drive He's trying to make a play there. He scrambles. He's trying to dive into the end zone, and Haley pops him and forces the fumble. But the second one was just a sack that he didn't see coming and lost the football. And he's certainly had a bit of the happy feet in the backfield since that point. This Niners secondary is great. Make no mistake about it. Wright and Hicks and Hanks and McDonald, they are terrific. Alexander as well, like that, they're very, very strong. But the Vikings, Cousins is a solid quarterback, and this Vikings offense has plenty of weapons. Got to put the ball up and make a play sometimes. Pass over the middle, Frank Gore reels it in. It's an 8-yard pickup. And again, John Brody has been 20 of 24. He's been fine as long as the 49ers have been able to keep him upright. But the Vikings have hammered Brody throughout this game. As the gun sounds to end quarter number 3. So the fans here in Minnesota treated to a slugfest in this one. We'll see if it opens up a little bit more in quarter number 4. 9-6 San Francisco as we head to the final 15 minutes. Handoff, Waters. Gets to the first down marker. Gets across midfield. Pickup of a couple. Down to the Vikings 49. Pass there, complete to Washington. 9-yard pickup, 2nd and 1, down to the 40. I've got a feeling that the Niners are going to try a deep ball at some point here. They've stretched one out before, and it worked. Play action, Brody keeps it, and Brody's going to run for the first down. First carry of the game for John Brody, who's not really that quarterback. But he can do it occasionally, and they do it there. He sells it well. Faked the handoff, he kept it, ran to the right. Gets down in the 32. Brody looks to the left-hand side. That's out of bounds. That play strung out wide a little bit too far. It'll be 2nd and 10. Vikings defense trying to keep this a 3-point game. Brody switched something at the line. Pass there. Slant over the middle to Washington. Reeled in. Short gain again. 3rd and 3. There's motion for the 49ers. Brody calling out signs. Throw towards the right-hand sideline, complete. Browno with the hit, but Washington with the catch. They say the tackle was inbounds. Clock will keep on running. Chains move for the Niners. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 14. Washington plants himself firmly inbounds. 8th reception for Gene Washington. Only 72 yards. Gene Washington is a deep threat, but they've kept him short in this one. Brody. Short pass there. Hits Waters out of the backfield. Waters leaves it on the turf. Waters fumbles. Vikings recover. We'll see if they say Waters was down, but that looked like that was jarred loose on the hit. And it was Harrison, no, it's Kurt Kasoki, I think, with the tackle. Forces the fumble. Waters leaves it on the turf, and the Vikings, done in by a pair of their own fumbles early on, now get one to their advantage. Still 9-6. The Vikings take over from their 12. Handoff, Dalvin Cook. Brought down at the 18. Pickup of 6, maybe 2nd and 4. Oh, Colts are done. The Colts in the FSFL have a very old school feel. They got a lot of older guys in, which is good for them, of course, because the Colts had some really good older teams. 3rd and 5 from the 17. Cousins steps up. Cousins is going to keep it. First down for Kirk Cousins, and he covered that ball up that time. No chance of the fumble there. Good job by Cousins. Found the gap, put that one down, and ran with it. 9.5 minutes left in the game. Handoff, Dalvin Cook goes off tackle, cuts it back. He's stopped, but he gets out to the 30, pickup of 6. Cook starting to get a little momentum. He's now up to 13 carries for 41 yards. 2nd and 4 from the 30-yard line. Handoff. Bennett, and Bennett gets some open room. 10 carries for 46 yards for Michael Bennett. Out to the 46. So the Vikings just trying to wear down this 49ers defense a bit. Bud Grant has stuck with the running game. I know that the coach on the sideline doesn't look like Bud Grant. I can't even edit what the coaches look like until I'm in franchise mode. But I really won't be able to make somebody who really looks like Bud Grant anyway. Cousins. Again, Cousins throws that one away. Felt the pressure, the coverage was there, and Cousins decides to air it out and play it safe. 2nd and 10 from the 46. Handoff, Cook up the middle. Cook, big gain down inside the 40. Dalvin Cook. They'll spot him at the 49ers 40, but that's a big carry up the middle. And the Vikings starting to put a little something together here. Still Cook in the backfield. Oh, to hand off to Brown up the middle, trying to get a little bit of grind yardage from Ted Brown. He only picks up a couple. Don't love that play call in that spot. Got a bit of momentum going. I don't think the fullback play up the middle is what you want there. Oh, that's a beautiful play. Into the backfield to wrap them up. No gain, 3rd and 8. Inside will be around 6 minutes left when we get to the snap here. Moss is up high. Cousins steps in, throws, and he misses the mark. Cousins misses the mark. Good coverage there, but it's an incomplete pass, and now Blair Walsh presumably will come on for the 55-yard attempt. He hit from 59 earlier. Real life, his career long is 56. Here's the snap. The kick. Walsh. Up. I couldn't tell. That's no good. That's wide left. So after hitting from 59 and stretching his limits earlier and sliding one inside the upright, Walsh hooks that one to the left. And the Vikings are turned aside, and that one hurts. After forcing the Waters fumble. 5:57 left in the game, 9-6. Neither team has gotten in the end zone as of yet. Handoff, Frank Gore. Gore breaks it to the outside. Frank Gore down inside the 35, inside the 30. Gore had been bottled up until that point, but a big run there. Rhodes cuts him down to prevent 6. 49ers, 5:15 left in the game. Pass over the middle. Washington fights off the first tackle, but then is gang tackled. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 25. Lone setback. 4.5 minutes. Brody. Here comes the pressure again. And it's Alan Page. 3.5 sacks for Alan Page. The Vikings defense has made Brody's, again, Brody has been terrific when he's gotten the passes off. As Brown is just getting chewed up by Alan Page. The Niners did not get a great offensive line draw. That is true. But even so, that's a dominant performance from the Vikings. Brody, oh my goodness, right up the middle. All right, we're going to have to look at a little something there. I don't know if it's going to be... See, but the defensive line thing really isn't going to be playbook oriented. And this hasn't happened in the other games, but even so, I'm going to have to take a look at some of the ratings. I may have to tone down the top pass rushing linemen a little bit. Because I don't want to go and get to an end of a season and have guys with 30 sacks. So we'll keep an eye on that throughout the rest of this tournament and see if this is just an outlier or not. It's an easy fix. You know, to tone down, probably block shedding is probably the rating that would most need to get turned down. But I also got to have quarterbacks be able to throw the ball away a little bit more easily. Cousins has done that today, but that's going to be actually a big check, is checking Brody's rating. I think every quarterback should have the ability to throw the ball away. Because a pocket passer is going to get sacked a bit anyway. Down the field from Cousins to Anthony Carter. If you remember, Anthony Carter didn't have a catch in the first half. Cousins hit him twice right out of the gate in the second half. He hasn't found him again until now, but that's a strike from Cousins and a beautiful catch from Anthony Carter out near midfield. Chains move, 1st and 10 from the 48. We're inside 3 minutes. Cousins drops back. Pass. Carter again. Gets out of bounds. 2:25 left on the clock. 3-point game here in Minnesota. From the San Francisco 43. Handoff. Tried to give it to Brown, and there was nothing doing there. White Hicks comes up from the secondary for the stop, and this is a huge 3rd and 1 coming off. We'll see if they let it get down to the 2-minute warning. And they will. So the Vikings will talk it over. Down 9-6 with the ball in San Francisco territory. 2 minutes left in the game. Cousins drops back. Throws no. He pulls it down as he knew he was going to get hit. And that's probably a good thing that Cousins tucked that one. But it does create the 4th and 11. But Michael Carter hammers Kirk Cousins. Like, you can't take the sack in that spot, but given the way that Carter hit in there, I feel like if Cousins had tried to throw that ball, it's probably a floater that can get picked off. But he can't be taking a sack there. He's thrown the ball away at times under pressure during the course of this game, but that one, Cousins holds it when he shouldn't have. Goes down here and converts on 4th and 11. He finds Randy Moss. So the Niners can't get the stop there when they need it. Moss with the reception. Clock moving. 1:31. Minnesota 2 timeouts left in the no huddle. Cousins rolls to the right, pass there. Bennett out of the backfield. Short gain there. That doesn't really get him too much. Pickup of 3. From the 36. Still a 53-yard game-tying field goal attempt for Blair Walsh from here. Cousins rolls to his left, now throws to the right. It's Bennett. Bennett breaks one tackle, gets the first down. Down to the 27, the Vikings take a timeout. Down to 53 seconds left on the clock. Blair Walsh kicking into a net on the Minnesota sideline. Potential for a chance to force overtime. Play action. Cousins keeps it. Pass there, incomplete. Second and 10 for the Vikings. Moss way up north. Cousins. Pass. Complete. Over the middle. There's nothing to really do in there. Shanko with the catch, his second of the game. 35 seconds left and ticking from the 23. Cousins under center. Drops back. Looks. Cousins has time. Rolls to the left. And he's going to throw that one out of bounds. Play it safe. Perhaps a little too safe there. So instead, they're going to kind of lay it at the feet. I always thought Cousins should have tucked that one and run it. You know, if everybody was covered, so be it. But don't just throw that one away. So the Niners are going to go for the timeout here to ice Blair Walsh. Game-tying field goal, 16 seconds left. This will be a 40-yard attempt for Walsh. This animation drags on forever. They're set to tie it up from 40 yards. Here's the snap. The kick from Walsh is up and good. So the Vikings tie it up. Blair Walsh, his third field goal of the game. And we are knotted up at 9 with 12 seconds left here in Minnesota. And the message here on special teams for the Vikings is a simple one. Don't screw up. There's the kick. Taken. Alexander out across the 20, brought down. Nine seconds left. Gotta think the 49ers will just kind of play it safe here and get this game to overtime and deal with it from there. Again, the winner of this moves on to face the Philadelphia Eagles. And they go with the handoff. And Charlie Garner breaks it out across the 30, and now they're going to call the timeout. They still have one left. They're out to the 36. That's a big ask, though. You're asking for a 4-second play to get you to have any shot 30 yards. So it looks like they're going to set up here and go for a Hail Mary instead. Brody, way back. Looks, he's going to air it out. Deep ball, near the end zone. It's a scrum, and it hits the turf, and that's where things will end regulation. So we're heading to overtime here in Minnesota. 9-9, 49ers and Vikings in the FSFL preseason tournament. Appreciate you joining me here on this Saturday evening. It's been a cold, rainy, semi-snowy day here in New York in real life. So the officials sorting everything out here to start the overtime. Gossett with the kickoff. Vikings will receive. Taken from the end zone. A little surprised that's being run out. But he does run it out. Out across the 25. That's weird. The overtime clock said 15-15 and not an even 15 minutes. That's a weird glitch. I've never noticed that before. I haven't had many overtime games, but I've never noticed that before. Another minor annoyance thing slips through the EA cracks. Let me know if you're shocked. Cousins, handoff, and Charles Haley. Oh my goodness. Absolute hammer drop on Michael Bennett there. Loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 12. Steve Tate, how are you, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. I hope all is well with you. We got a good one here. Overtime in Minnesota. Cousins. Pass. Complete. Leave that Tremaine Wiggins out of the tight end spot. Yes. 3rd reception of the game for Wiggins. It's 3rd and 3. From the 33. The 49ers can stop the Vikings here. They get good field position. Handoff, Dalvin Cook. Cook tries to cut it back, and he is wrapped up. Eric Wright comes up for the tackle. It'll be 4th and 2, and the Vikings will be forced to punt. So the Vikings get first crack at it in overtime and go 3 and out. Harry Newsom will come on to punt, and the Niners will get the ball back. Decent punt here. Taken at the 23 by Alexander. He only gets a couple on the return. So I'll spot him at the 29, actually. So we'll call it 5 or 6 on the return. And John Brody and the 49ers take the field. Neither team has found the end zone in this one. Both have potent offenses, but their defenses have been the story in this matchup. These two teams figure to be leaders in the NFC when the FSFL regular season gets underway. Handoff. Here's Waters. Waters out near the 40, out near the marker. He gets the first down. They'll spot him at the 39. And Waters, who had that costly fumble earlier on for San Francisco, part of the reason that we're here. In overtime, comes up with the big carry there. See, there's a blitz from the linebacker, and down he goes. Lonnie Warwick with the sack, and the Vikings continue to just put a ton of pressure on John Brody. And I think we might be exposing the weakness of this San Francisco team. I've said I didn't think they had a weakness. Their offensive line, again, hard to judge them because the Vikings defense is so solid. Frank Gore. Oh my goodness, Frank Gore. Terrific run there. He's just shy of the first down, close to midfield, 3rd and inches. What an outstanding run from Frank Gore. We'll see how the Niners decide to play this. 30 inches from their own 49. Handoff. Garner. And Garner, I think he got it. He had it, and then he kind of cut back and was hit. But he had the forward progress to move the chains before it. That was a questionable decision by Charlie Garner, who almost ran himself out of a first down. But he does move the chains, and it's 1st and 10 for San Francisco. Tight set up here. Here's Gore again, and the Vikings are all over him that time. Warwick with the tackle. 10 carries, 62 yards for Gore in this one. Again, Gore, Garner, and Waters, a three-headed monster in the backfield for the Niners. Handoff. Gore again. They're leaning heavily on Gore here in this overtime. Doug Martin with the tackle. It'll be 3rd and 2. So a big play here. 59-yard field goal attempt is out of the range of Bruce Gossett. Niners need to come up with something here. A ton of motion going on. Brody yelling out to his wideouts. Short pass over the middle. Complete to Brent Jones. It's a first down, and the chains move for the Niners once again. 5th catch of the game for Brent Jones. Finds the gap. So much of the San Francisco success throwing the ball in this game has been throwing it into that linebacker line. That second line of defense. They've found gaps there on those quick slants. Here's Gore. Gore off tackle. Down inside the 20. Beats a man. He's thrown down to the ground. He hits before he goes out of bounds. So the clock rolls, but there's more than 8 minutes left, so that doesn't really matter too much. But a big run from Frank Gore, who has taken the bull by the horns here in the overtime. Down in the 15, Gossett kicking into a net on the 49er sideline. A little surprised to see Brody throwing here, but here's Rice. Makes the catch, gets out of bounds. Or not. Clock still running. I apologize. I thought the clock was going to stop there. 7th catch for Jerry Rice. 2nd and inches from the 5. Handoff. Gore up the middle, stuff. Nothing doing there. Harrison Smith comes up from the secondary, but it does move the chains because there was just inches to go. So now it's 1st and goal from the 4. The 49ers logically should not take any chances here. Man in motion. And a flag is down. That might be a delay of game penalty. And it is. Oh, that hurts. In that situation, you can't get called for a delay of game penalty. San Francisco.
Still first down.
Couldn't get their ducks in a row there, and that pushes them back to the 9. Handoff. Gore tries to pop it outside. He's wrestled to the ground. Kirk Kasolke, his 5th tackle of the game. With the stop there, 2nd and goal from the 10. Handoff. Gore up the middle. Pulls his way down inside the 5. And Frank Gore, who was largely contained in this game, based on the overtime, is getting himself near the 100-yard mark. 3rd and goal from the 4. Five minutes left in overtime. Shotgun. Oh, you shouldn't be throwing the ball here. That's a terrible decision. Incomplete, intended for Brent Jones. That is a flawed AI decision there. You can't, you're at the 4. It's a 21-yard field goal attempt. You cannot throw the ball there. But no harm, no foul. Minnesota will try to ice Bruce Gossett, who comes on here looking for the winning kick. Neither team has gotten into the end zone in this one. We thought it would be a tight contest, but we also thought both teams would be able to penetrate the end zone at least a little bit. There's a lot of potency in both of these lineups. Instead, it's been the lowest scoring game of the tournament. Gossett for the win. The kick is up and good, and the 49ers will advance. Bruce Gossett from 21 yards out sends the 49ers on in the tournament. Make no mistake about it, you are going to hear from the Minnesota Vikings plenty during the regular season when the FSFL gets underway. Don't be shocked to see these two teams lock up in the playoffs of the league when it actually gets rolling. The two big early fumbles from Kirk Cousins certainly hurt. Let's see if they show that first one for anybody who's joining us late. Let me see. Where's that play? No, they don't. Oh, they don't have it. Oh, that's a terrible job. That's the play that it should be. 2nd and goal. Cousins scrambles, tries to get into the end zone, dives to get into the end zone, and Charles Haley obliterates him at the goal line. He coughs it up. Nunley recovers in the end zone. And then Cousins fumbled on the following drive as well on a sack. So the defenses stand out in this one. Total offense, 311 to 304. 20 first downs for San Francisco, 14 for the Vikings. 2 turnovers, the fumbles as we mentioned. All 3 turnovers were fumbles. Neither quarterback threw an interception. 4 penalties on the Vikings, 3 penalties against the 49ers. Brody, 27 of 34. Despite spending a ton of time on his back in this one, courtesy of Alan Page and the Vikings front 4. Kirk Cousins, 16 of 28. Here you see the rushings. The carries got spread around nicely. Very happy that the playbook was working appropriately for the Bud Grant-led Vikings. Running the ball well. Cook, 15 carries. Bennett, 12 carries. Frank Gore, 15 for 95. So much, more than half of that yardage was in overtime. Leading receiver, Gene Washington with 9 catches. Rice with 7. So the Niners win the field goal battle 4-3. They win the game 12-9. And they will advance to play the Eagles, who upset the Dallas Cowboys with the game-winning, time-expiring kickoff return for a touchdown by Timmy Brown. So, guys, I very, very much, yes, Steve says real coaches do stupid crap every week. Very, very true. Very, very true. Appreciate it, guys, so much. I'm sure I will see a bunch of you at the draft tomorrow on Steve Tate's channel for the Field of Dreams League. And getting close here on this. Again, I've got 5 more teams of offensive linemen to do in that second batch of 16. And that'll be done. I'm actually going to do a little bit more, possibly another team or 2 possibly tonight when I get off of here. And then I'll polish off the last 3 tomorrow. And that will get me to the 75% mark as far as getting players into this game. So we're getting closer about this project. And I'm very excited for it and appreciate you guys tuning in. Gary Sorrell, Carlos Yaz, Sports Time Machine. Again, check out his channel. He had a good thing going earlier on. Yankee Baseballs, Simtistics with our good friend Steve Tate. Of course, always check out Steve's channel for good content, Action PC, and creative stuff from a fellow roster mod guy. Again, Steve and I are wired a little different. That's okay. Texags, always good to see you, my friend. Your Vikings will be there in the hunt for things when this league starts off, I promise you. Cleve Baseball fan, our good friend Tim was here. Check out his channel as well. And I think, our good friend Christopher Slovic and Quinn's Toy Carousel were in here at the opening kickoff. Thank you guys all. Enjoy the rest of your night, the rest of your weekend if I don't talk to you until tomorrow night. Be good to each other, guys, and we'll talk soon. The 49ers outlast the Vikings in overtime.